Hello. Chess can be a cruel game. Like you see in this video, checkmate can occur in any part of the game, no matter of the material on the board and who is objectively winning the game. You can see the curious relief because of the victory in this game, or maybe he's sorry for the draw, I don't know. Today we are going to talk about mating patterns in chess and how you can use it into your own games. We will also analyze this geary game and we will see how white could easily win the game. Okay, we will start with basic backrank mate. This mate is possible when the king is stuck behind this wall of pawns. It is usual in the low rated games, so it is often recommended that you make a breathing room for your king with a slow move like h6, g6 and so on. Okay, let's see, we can deliver checkmate like this. Next, in this we can hit the rook with our rook, but is more effective with the queen, and we deliver checkmate. And third is the same idea, just the lateral mate. Okay. Next we go into the Smothered Mate. It is my personal favorite because it's the most beautiful, one of the most beautiful checkmate, and it is possible when the enemy king is completely surrounded by his own pieces. In this example we can deliver a simple checkmate with knight on f7. Okay. This is the same example, but we first eat this pawn, and enemy opponent must eat it with the queen, and we deliver the same checkmate. Third one is basically the same. We deliver a checkmate on knight f7. And on fourth example, it is actually a poor Morphy's game from 1859 with Schrufer. Okay, you eat the queen, and if he plays king on the d8, we deliver checkmate on d7, so he must play king b8. Okay, we deliver check with knight. He must go to the corner, and he can't eat it with the king because knight defended, and you deliver checkmate. Next we have Boden Mate. Boden Mate represents the power of two bishops, which crisscrossing. So one YouTuber calls this mate crisscross applesauce. In this position we can deliver checkmate with the bishop. King is stuck, he have nowhere to go. This diagonal is cut, and rook is he can move on d8 because of the rook. Another example is this. Black moves queen to h5, but it's a mistake because he loses by force. And you can see where is the checkmate with the bishop on a6. We have one more example. It's the same principle. White castles, but it's a mistake. We open up our dark square bishop. It's not a free pawn. White think it is, eat it, and lose by force. And he gets checkmate on a3. Okay. Arabian mate is made when knight and rook combine to attack the opponent king. The knight defend rook, which delivers checkmate, and also cuts the king escaping route. So we have checkmate like this. King is nowhere to go. Knight is defending this g8 square. This is from the actual game, one example. Black must take the queen with force, and then we give the check with the knight. We give the check with the knight, and king go to the corner, and we deliver Arabian checkmate. Next example, we give the check, one rook give the check, and other deliver checkmate. we have Lolli's Mate. Lolli's Mate involves infiltration black king-cat opposition using both a pawn and a queen. The queen often gets to the h6 square when there is some kind of sacrifice on the h file. This checkmate is named after the Italian Giambattista Lolli, who lived in 18th century, and we see one of example is liver checkmate. And now we will see one of my games with this checkmate pattern. I was white. This is from our league. I play e5. My opponent took my knight. I took his bishop, and then he got greedy and took my rook. He probably thought that I will take his bishop, but I play queen g5 and the game was over. Only thing he can do is g6, and I play queen h6, and he cannot stop me from the checkmate him. Opera Mate contains rook and bishop combo, and king is stuck by his own pawn or some other piece. It is introduced by Paul Morphy in the famous opera game, which we'll see just in a minute. Just solve this first. You get checkmate, and opera game is like this. Paul Morphy was white, and in this situation he castles. He pressure on this knight, and his opponent defends it. Then he eat the rook. Put more pressure, eat the rook, give the check. It's forced to eat, and he gives a checkmate with his rook. It's a famous opera game by Paul Morphy in 1858. Okay, this is Cozio mate. It's the sort of mate which from the beginning of the video where Giri delivered similar checkmate. In this move order we deliver checkmate like this, and like this, because the king is blocked by his own pieces. Usually it's the pawn, but it can be the queen. Here is the Giri's game. His opponent play queen move. Giri also play slow king move, and then his opponent made terrible blunder. Giri give the check, and anything it's only possible to move king here, and you deliver checkmate here. So his opponent resigned and fall into this trap. Next is blind swine mate. It demonstrates power of the connected rooks on the second or the seventh rank, and his name is given by the Polish master David Janowski. First you give a check, king must go to the corner, you give another check, king go back, and you deliver checkmate with another rook. King is blocked, and it's checkmate. Same principle. You give a check, you combine the rook, your opponent must give some material, but you eat it all, and you deliver checkmate. Here the king can go on f8 because of the knight, and it is checkmate. Next one is Anastasia's mate. It demonstrates the power of knight and the rook, which combine trap the opposite king between the side of the board and some friendly piece. Checkmate. Finally, we have a Damiano's mate. Damiano's mate is classic method and one of the oldest methods. It's work by combining queen with a pawn, and it usually often arrive at first sacrificing the rook on the h file and then checking the king with the queen on the h file, and then moving it to the mate. That's it, and thanks for watching.